Hi everybody, this is Valerie speaking from the Netherlands, and this is my Heart of Fab video to you. And maybe before I start, I can tell you that before I was sitting down, I was just thinking, oh my god, how can I tell you guys in just 3 or 4 minutes how Fab has impacted me, like personally and professionally. That's impossible to squeeze in just a few minutes. So I thought maybe I can rather give you 1 or 2 examples how FAB actually influences me in my daily life. And probably all the examples I could give you, they all have something in common, and that is that they would show you that FAB has helped me so tremendously in speaking more from my heart, in being more authentic, actually, in approaching people in a much more vulnerable way, whether it be clients or family members, friends, my partner. And I'm so grateful for that because it has enriched my life in such unexpected ways. And sometimes, or even often, it's scary, but the rewards have been immense. And I also learned so many things that they are not true. I mean, for example, when I walked out of university, I had learned that, for example, crying in front of a client, that's totally unprofessional. I mean, if you would cry in front of a client, I was taught back then, that means you have lost it, right? You're burdening your client with something which is personal. And I found out it's not true. It's not true. I think the most meaningful moments that I've had experienced in the last years were actually when I was sitting with clients and we both cried. And I now understand why, because if I'm deeply touched by something that a client is telling me, if the pain of a client is touching me so deeply that tears come naturally into my eyes and I suppress them, that's kind of weird. And when I started allowing to not only like feel internally the pain of my client sitting in front of me, but also sharing how deeply touched I am, these were things like situations or experiences that were magic. And I got feedback from clients that they were so deeply touched. And you know, like even now I have to to swallow, and because this experience is so intensely meaningful for me. It means that I can be with clients on the same level and I can really be with them. Not always. And I mean, like, and that's one of the other great things about FAB. You really learn how to look functionally. Right? You go away from the topographical meaning, and you just look, okay, if I'm crying now, is this for the client or am I somewhere else, and is this only for me? So it's not the behavior in itself. And that outlook, that kind of analysis has been incredibly useful in my work for me. And it has really changed, and the results are, for me, so convincing that I can say I'm so glad that I encountered FAB. So this is just one thing, actually one example of how FAB has influenced me in my life. Thanks for listening, and I hope if you're interested that you'll find also a nice introduction to FAB And if I can be of any help, please let me know.